Good evening. We are live. I always miss the live where it clicks on there. Anyway, we are live. It's Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. And I've been really lackadaisical today. I forgot to put the pre-advertisement out for this live. I know that you all know that I'm live at 7 o'clock every Tuesday night and that you join me when you can. But normally I put an advertisement out during the day to say, look, I'm going to be talking about this tonight. And I didn't do that today because it's Monday and Tuesday are always my busiest days. I maneuver them to be my busiest days so that I can make the most of my energy at the start of the week. So sometimes in that busyness and all the things that I'm doing, and it's wrong of me to say busyness, I'm never busy. The self-created workload, things get missed. So I missed that today. Hey, I'm human. Anyway, tonight I am going to be talking to you about your money mindset, my money mindset, and whether you are ready right now or getting ready right now for 2023, and whether you are already thinking about exactly what it is you want from next year. What do you want 2023 to give you, to bring for you? What are you going to manifest next year if you already made your mind up what that is? So that's what we're going to be exploring tonight. So if you're joining me, I won't be able to see all of your comments because I can only see them on my business page and nobody might pick this up from there. So if you're anywhere else, hi, and I'll pick your comments up after the live. Let me know if you're watching live, hashtag live. Let me know if you're watching replay, hashtag replay. Tell me where you're watching from. And say anything you like in the comments. One of the things I'm going to encourage you to do tonight is to share your money stories as I go through this live. So I'm going to be talking about money. For those of you that are joining that do not know me, I am Mandy Nicholson, as all the branding says, and I am the Creative Genius Consultant. I'm an artist, I'm an author, I'm a creative retreat owner, and I help creative women to launch, grow, and scale their businesses and make more money. I even put it in my title. And no, I'm not a money mindset coach, but you will see me everywhere on social media cyclically talking about money mindset and using my story, because it was changing my mindset around money that brought me all the things that you see that I have today. You might look at me today and think it's okay for her. She's got a really successful business and she's got a mini castle and she's got money. Yes, I have all of those things. But in 2009, I did not have all of those things. And that's why I talk about money mindset, because it wasn't a magic wand. It wasn't an inheritance. It wasn't a lottery win that changed my life. It was me changing my mindset around money. And what's really important right now is at this time of the year, we're halfway through November already. Can you believe it? Halfway through November. And if you are not ready to hit the ground running in the new year, you lose almost the first month and then potentially the first quarter of the year. So if you haven't got everything in place before you relax for Christmas and eat too much turkey, then you're going to be coming from behind with all your plans for next year. And one of the important things is your money mindset. So most of you know my story. I'm going to tell it again anyway. For those of you that don't, I never assume that everybody knows my story or knows my backstory. So my story is dead easy. If you want to know the details of it, go and buy the book, The Life I Won, under my pen name, AJ King. This tells the story of how I went from having everything, six-figure career, chocolate box cottage, husband, 2 kids, 2 dogs, plenty of money, 2 cars, you name it, had everything. And how in the space of a year, I lost all of that and more. And I say and more. That's list of the worst things that can ever happen to you that cause the most anxiety and stress in life. Every single one of those things on that list, I think there's a top 10 list, happened to me. in 12 months. So it was a difficult time for me, having everything to losing it all. But it wasn't, ending up at rock bottom was the biggest gift I've been given in my life, because it enabled me to look at my life, to look at how I viewed people and money and work and all of the things that make up the lives that we live, and assess them and ask the question, what's really going to make me happy? What do I need to work on? What mistakes have I been making? And it's really easy when you hit rock bottom to blame other people and to look for scapegoats and to say it was because of Janie, it was because of whoever. But actually, I ended up at rock bottom because of me, because of my money mindset took me there. And I talked about this in my group this morning. If you want to watch the live, get over to my group, Creative Genius Corner. I did a live this morning telling the story of why my money mindset let me down so badly, because it wasn't that I'd been brought up in poverty and had a terrible money mindset. I actually thought money was easy, and I made money very easily, but I had an awful money mindset. I didn't think that I really deserved the money. I thought other people were more deserving than me. And I gave away a lot of the money that I earned to close family members, even friends. I'm going to be really honest, even friends. It's almost like I had this power to earn this money, but didn't feel worthy of holding on to the money, and had seen my parents bailing out my sister again and again and again. So I thought the purpose for money was for me to help other people with it. So it wasn't a selfish way. I loved earning money. I loved being a top earner. I loved earning more than my age from a very early age. I absolutely love making money. But at that point in my life, I did not think I deserved the money that was coming to me. And I would try very hard to give it away or spend it on someone else. What that caused was almost like a vortex of apathy around me from the people who really cared about me, who just expected me to give them money. And when that changed, it was really hard on relationships. And I had to change, because I could not spend the rest of my life doing that. And it was ended up losing it all and ending up at rock bottom in 2009 that made me take stock and have a long, hard look at my life. So now I view money very differently. And this is where I want to take you in this live. I want you to be thinking about where you are going next year. So one of the things that's happening this week is on Friday, I've got a planning and goal setting workshop. It's completely free. I should not be giving this away free. It's worth a lot of money. In fact, we're going to be recording it and we're going to be selling it after Friday night. It's worth a lot of money, but I'm doing it for free for the first time ever on Friday night. And I'm doing it because I want people to be ready for next year. And it's connected. It's all connected. Your money mindset, how you plan and how you set goals, how you create vision, all connected. But it starts with your money mindset. So if you're not on the planning and goal setting workshop, get yourself on it. The link is in the description above. I'd love to see you there, and it will help you. Even if planning and goal setting is something that you find icky or that you don't like doing, get yourself along. I'm going to make it really straightforward for you. And I'm going to help you think about how you do that. And I want to do the same tonight with money. So one of the things I've been working on this week is, what am I thinking for 2023? I always do this, always go into a new year, not only with a plan, but I draw my vision. I paint my vision boards. I've painted my vision board, guys. Not showing it to you yet. There's a few reasons for that. And if you come to the planning and goal setting workshop on Friday night, I've got a limited number of spaces for my vision board planning workshop the week after, which I only ever usually do in my private community, the Creative Mastermind. So it's worth coming just for that. So as I said, they're all connected. So when I'm doing my mind map for 2023 and my vision board for 2023, I don't just draw pictures and paint things. I really look at every single income stream and think about what's the maximum potential I could get out of that income stream with the plans that I have. So I think about money all the time. I went from having everything to having nothing to rebuilding my life, buying my dream home for cash. I had to have worked on my money mindset. I went from being over generous to becoming an extreme cheapskate. And now I remain in that behavior. And I said this morning, I said it before on here, I'll say it again. How you do anything is how you do everything. How I behave now with money is habitual. I've created the habits of somebody who is successful with money, and successful people are not always extravagant. So for instance, I always have a good example. I can always give you an example. This t-shirt that I'm wearing was 99p from eBay. I have a strategy with eBay. I go on and I find loads and loads of t-shirts that are on there for 99p, and I put 50 bids in for 99p. And of the 50, I might win 4. But I've spent £4 on t-shirts instead of spending 30 quid on one t-shirt. So I am really frugal with my money, even though I live in a really luxurious mini castle here in Dalbeattie with everything done to a really high standard. It's not a duality, it's a plan. And in order for you to change your money mindset, the first thing that you really need to be doing is looking at yourself and giving yourself a bit of a break and forgiving yourself for the decisions that you've made in the past that have taken you down the wrong paths. And that's what I had to do. I had to look at where I was at rock bottom and accept responsibility for getting there. For the people that I'd helped that I shouldn't have helped, it was not helping them by giving them money. It was making their lives easy. I didn't realize this at the time. I thought that was a good thing to do. So you've got to look at yourself first, number one, and forgive yourself and forgive everybody else and let go of everything before you can even focus in on what you deserve. Because if you're holding on to grudges or regrets, then you are not going to be able to think big enough with your money mindset. So that's number one, forgive. And then be grateful for what you've got. Be grateful for your skills, be grateful for your talents, be grateful for the mind that you have, for the personality, the values that you have, showing gratitude for what you already have. Hi, Debbie. Rather than holding grudges, holding on to things. So these are actually the cornerstones of money mindset, because unless you clear the pathways in your brain and in your thinking, how are you going to be able to accept that you are worthy of abundance and wealth? And we're all worthy of abundance and wealth, believe me. And it starts there. My money mindset did not transform without me having to do quite a lot of work. So when I'm mind mapping and planning for 2023, I am looking at every single income stream in my business and how far I can push it and stretch it. And anybody that comes to the goal setting workshop and anybody that comes to the vision board setting workshop and is in my world for the next couple of weeks is going to see this in detail. You're not going to see it tonight. I'm not sharing it anywhere else yet. But I have worked up a plan that has numbers attached. I think about money. So for instance, let's take a couple of examples. I asked the question, I mind map out for 2023, and I've got books, and I've got low content books and journals, and I've got my signature program, and I've got my other programs, and I've got my retreats and bed and breakfast, lots of different income streams. And I look at each and every one of them and say, what if I do all the work and I push this particular income stream to the maximum potential? What could I make from that income stream? So I looked at my books. So let's look at this book here. If I sold 25,000 copies of this book, I would make around about £65,000 in royalties. So that's the max. I could sell more. What if I sold 250,000 of this book? What would I need to do? These are the questions I ask. What's the number I'm going to put up there that says, is this possible? If I wanted to sell 250,000 copies of this book, I absolutely could. I would just need to put a strategy in place that sells 250,000 copies. And if I sold 250,000 copies of this book could bring me revenue in of around £650,000. So it's about looking at your income streams and saying, realistically, based on what I've done this year and the previous year and the growth that I've seen, what could I do in 2023, and getting a number up there? Thinking about money every step of the way. There's nothing wrong with that, because that's what creates your goals and plans for 2023. So I've said I'm going to sell 25,000 copies. I've been conservative next year because I've got so many income streams. If I just had the book and I had nothing else, let's be realistic about this. If I just had the book and I had nothing else to focus on, I'd be going for 250,000. In fact, I'd probably be going for more, because I'd be putting all of my energy and time into the marketing and strategy of selling that one thing. Now, I know that I've got much more than that to consider and much bigger stuff than that to consider. So I've set a conservative total for next year. So I've looked at every income stream in the same way and said, how many people can I serve on my creative mastermind next year? What's the number and what's the value of that? So I've done that with every single income stream, and I have been conservative. And this is where my money mindset takes me. And this is where I want to ask you, are you thinking like this in your business? So all of my income streams that I have, looked at every single one of them realistically and strategically. It's all on a great big long piece of lining paper that will be going behind me in a few weeks' time, so you can see it. And the total that my business could make next year with all the different things going on is £582,000. That's my total from the numbers that I've crunched, being realistic. Okay. Now, if I do half of that, do you think I'm going to be disappointed? No, I'm not, because it's still a substantial amount of money in my business. But actually, I'm going for that total. And I know exactly how many of everything I need to sell and how many people I need to serve in order, in all the different income streams, in order to generate that level of revenue. So I've mapped it out big scale on a 6-foot long piece of lining paper. And Debbie, if you're still watching, you will know exactly what this is like. Mapping it out in detail and really thinking about the big picture. And one of the things that I've put in my strategy for next year is, how does everything serve each other? What's the synergy? What's the connection between all of the different income streams? How are people going from one to the other? What's the customer journey? So when talking money mindset, you need to look at every part of your life. You've got to be working on your mindset and your thinking, but you've also got to be projecting and allowing yourself to think big. In order to do that, you need to have your ducks in a row. Lining paper lesson, yes. So these are the things that you need to be doing now, okay? Knowing exactly what your income and expenditure are, what's coming in and what's going out. And of what's coming in and what's going out, here's 2 questions you need to ask. Can I reduce the outgoings? Can I increase the income? So look at all your outgoings. Are you paying for things that you're not using? Have you got a gym membership and you are not going to the gym? The intent is there, but you're not actually going. So is that something that you can save money on? And question everything that's going out of your account and get it in order. Get your ducks in a row. Look at the income that's coming in and think about how you can increase what's coming in. It's a very easy way of doing that. This is go and have a look at the interest rates you're paying on borrowing and then refinance if you can. If you've got a car loan, can you do it in a much more effective way? Can you get a 0% credit card and pay it off, and then have a plan to pay off the 0% credit card in the time that you're allocated? There's ways of saving money. Can you earn more income on the investments and savings that you have? If you've got a pension, what's the percentage that you earned last year and the year before in your pension? If you've got savings and investments, what are you earning in interest? And is there a better option out there? Even changing that by a couple of £100 can make a massive difference on outgoing and income. So this is the time of year to be looking at your ducks in a row figures. I always review my outgoings and income at this time of the year. In fact, I'm at the accountant's tomorrow at 10:30, looking at all the figures for the businesses and projecting forward. So, at the end of the day, following your advice, cancelled 2 business outgoings, saving me nearly £100 a month. Love that, Debbie. And this is so important. We pay for a lot of things just because we always have. Yeah. And it's amazing what changing your investments can do for you. Be really ruthless. It's your bloody money. This is your money that's invested. Where could you get more back? And actually, we're in a situation now where you can be quite choosy, and you can decide. You can be going to a pension provider saying, look, I'm thinking of moving my pension because I think I'm going to get a better rate of interest here. And it's amazing what they'll do for you when you say that. So, right. So that's one of the things I think you should be doing at this time of year. I've done it. Like I say, I'm at the accountant's tomorrow. It's great to go into a new year with this new balance sheet. Even if you come out of it and you are £100 a month better off, at the end of it, that's going to feel good. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel like you've got more control over your money just by doing that one exercise and sitting down there and being savvy. And Debbie's just written savvy in there. I mean, literally, honestly, guys, I shop through Top Cashback all the time. Mentioned that in my group this morning. If you're not on Top Cashback, get on Top Cashback. Oh my God, I earn £1,500 to £2,000 a year just by shopping through Top Cashback. If I buy anything from eBay, it's through Top Cashback. When I change my house insurance, my car insurance, I always do it through Top Cashback. I earn lots of money from lots of different places. I used an example this morning. I've got a dog food loyalty card. I've been buying my dog food at the local pet store. And I get a stamp on a card every time I go, and every 8 packs, I get a free pack. I look for opportunities to be a tight-fisted Scrooge. I am bar humbug, honestly, I am Scrooge. But that's why I'm living in a mini castle with 6 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms and running creative retreats way ahead of the business plan that I set. So I gave myself 10 years to get into a castle. 2 years later, I'm in a mini version of that castle doing exactly what I set out to do. So when I commit things to a vision board and to a mind map and to a plan, I make them happen. So this is the time of year that I wanted to be teaching that to you guys so that you can have better control over everything. And it starts with your money mindset. Getting your ducks in a row, forgiving yourself and finding gratitude for what you already have. Do you know what I always do at this time of year as well? I have an eBay clear out. I go and sort out my wardrobes and my cupboards and have a massive eBay sale. And I do it. I've done it every year since the kids were little. In fact, I tell the story of that in this book, The Life I Won, that actually the first year I ever did that, it paid for my kids' Christmas when I had absolutely nothing, no money. So I learned a lot of things from having nothing and having to be frugal. What I also did, and what's really good with money mindset, is to put boundaries in place. I said to you that I was over generous, and I put some really strict boundaries in place. With the person that I helped the most, my sister, I said, I can never help you again financially. I've got to look after me and my kids first. And I'm sorry, I know I've helped you out your whole life, and I can't do it anymore. And I've never done it since. And it hurt when I first did it because I'd created this behavior where it was expected. It was nobody else's fault. It was mine. I'd created that. My money mindset was being overgenerous. And that hurt me, putting those boundaries in place, but they have worked. I don't do it anymore. It's become habitual for me to say no to people. Don't get me wrong. I help people out still when they really need it with boundaries in place. So if people are struggling with payments on my programs, then I'm always willing to listen and talk, but there are always boundaries. That's about money mindset. That's not about being a nice person or a nasty person. That is about having a clear view of what you are worth and what you can generate. So have a look. I want you thinking now, ducks in a row for the rest of this year. Get yourself on my planning and goal setting workshop, because you're going to set some really gorgeous, sexy, juicy, big, challenging, scary goals. Okay? Because if I can do that, you can. If you do come onto that workshop, you will have a chance. I've got a limited number of spaces to purchase a ticket for my vision board planning workshop the week later. But you can only get that if you're in my group or if you come on the workshop. And let's get ourselves the most ready that you have ever been for 2023, ducks in a row. So I'm going to give you a little sneaky peek here. I have already planned my diary for my planner for 2023. And I know I'm just going to give you a quick waft of this. Very quick waft tonight. Nobody else has seen this, okay? That is the year planner for 2023. And that's all the events and all the big money-making things in 2023 already mapped in my... I shouldn't even be showing you this because we've not even released it yet. Already mapped in my year planner for 2023. Already mapped out, and we are in November. And I know that it's scary facing your demons, looking at yourself and saying, these are the things that I have done wrong or that don't do right with my money mindset. And what I asked the ladies in my group to do this morning was sit down and think about, what behaviors do you demonstrate around money? Are you overgenerous? Do you overspend on yourself? Are you really too tight, too frugal, and then you splurge? What are the behaviors that you regularly demonstrate around money? Do you waste money consuming loads of stuff that doesn't actually help you because you don't do your homework? Or, and I've seen this a lot in ADHD, people, and a lot of the creatives I come across have the traits of ADHD. Do you see something, get excited about it, think that it's going to help you, purchase it, and then feel really disappointed? If some of that's resonating with you, it's coming from your money mindset. It's coming from this place of not quite knowing where you are with money. And it's linked to your self-esteem and your general mindset. So there's a lot in here. I literally could be sitting here still at midnight talking to you about money mindset, because I've literally just talked about a drop in the ocean here tonight. My story is, I had it all, I lost it all, I rebuilt it, and I am now living in the 10-year plan that I set in 2019, literally 2 years down the line. Emotional spending, that's right, Debbie, emotional spending. My sister went to spending money she didn't have, has her instant gratification that was linked to her mental health, made her feel better for a really, really short period of time, and then it didn't. And she had a wardrobe full of clothes with tickets on that she never wore and things like that. Lots of women do this. Emotional spending gives you a short burst of emotional gratification. Me, I love the fact that I paid 99p for this t-shirt on eBay. That gives me huge gratification and underlines my title of extreme cheapskate given to me by my daughter. So everything is connected. And over the next week, literally, Friday night, planning and goal setting workshop. Next Wednesday, if you get the chance to be on it, vision board workshop. Pulling everything together for 2023, going into Christmas, knowing that you know exactly what you're doing that first Monday in January. and that you know how much money you're going for and which routes and which mediums you're using to get there, that's a good feeling. It's the best feeling in the world. The question is, are you ready in 2022 to be the person who does that? Or are you watching this or listening to this and going, there's no way I can do that, Mandy. That's not me. I don't have those skills. You won't ever have those skills until the day that you decide that you want them. So I'm offering all this stuff at the minute and saying, come on, let me help you. Get yourself along to Friday night's workshop and see if this is the year that you can actually do it. Because your money mindset is exactly what you decide you want it to be. Let me help you get there. So, food for thought tonight, hopefully. Have a think about that. Go onto my website, mandynicholson.co.uk, where it says work with me, the drop down menu, freebies, my mini money mindset makeover program is there. It's a freebie. Consume that. It's free. My overcoming fear guide is there. It's completely free. Take advantage of what you can that doesn't cost you any money. Here's a top tip for you. Take as much as you can that's free before you go and spend any money on anything. Have an amazing week. If you are coming on Friday, I can't wait to see you there. I'm dead excited. This is the best workshop I have written this year. Really excited to be delivering it. If not, I'll see you next Tuesday, same time, same place. Have a wonderful week. And remember, you have the power to change your mindset anytime you choose. Choose now. See you then. Bye.